I think that's fair to say.
I remember I used to always watch The Color Purple with my great grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was having a conversation with my cousins one time, like telling them because they was moms already, and they was like already having boyfriends with infants, and they was young, 14, 15. And I just remember a conversation of him saying like you can't have children with everybody because that's the highest honor you can do. Nobody, he said the worst thing you want to be to a man is his good time gal. And he was like, because they don't get no respect. So I'm just like, for days I'm sitting on like, I want to know what that is. So I finally asked him. He was laughing like, I've been waiting for you. Been waiting for you to ask because I knew he was gonna ask. And I was like, yeah. So what's a good time gal? He was like, we always watch Color Purple. I'm like, yeah. He was like, a good time gal is Shug Avery. And then I remember, that's one of my favorite movies. But I remember it as like I was probably 10. I watched it back because I want to see like what makes her that, right? And I just remember she came. I know he kind of spoke of her before she actually came in the ring. But look
Mm-hmm.
how they had her just threw her in the back of that buggy, right? Legs up, drunk, raining on her. I'm like, I'm just thinking of this as a little girl.
Yep.
Um, she said, as a little kid, I'm like, I don't know what sickness she had, but I'm thinking she drunk. But then
Herpes.
they also talk about her STDs and her kids having different baby fathers, and then we talk about the 1930s. You know what I mean? um your own pastor of a daddy, and as a grown woman I have respect because you're not gonna mess up my family and the things that I've taught you living the way you want to live. He cut her off.
Yep.
And I feel like
Yep.
that a lot of black people don't do that. They don't never want to take the bad apples because there's so many bad apples. But what is the experiment that we see with the fruit? If you have a spoiled fruit with healthy fruit, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean?
Gonna poison
So
the whole
just
batch.
being embarrassed, and even when they was at the table, you had her your way and I had her mine. You know what I mean? Men laughing like that's how the brothers they slapping five over it. But she shunned from the community until she got married and started living like she knew how, like she had some sense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it just makes me kind of sad today because in 2025 there's so many Shug Averys. I know you see my post the other day. There's so many Dashikis, and I was about what when I watched that movie. That's one of my favorite movies too, as a kid. But I did not want to be Dashiki. She had a full white kid, and of course it's satire, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
She has a full white
Yeah.
kid, full Chinese kid, sprinkling chocolate and light. But I'm saying like I did not want to be a Dashiki as a little girl. Like I knew the movie funny, I'm laughing, hee ha ha ha, but that was just so disgraceful and distasteful for me as a little girl. And in 2025, there's Dashikis everywhere. You know what I mean? In the black
Mhm.
community. For somebody to be a Felicia Rashad in 2025, they gonna spit on you. You know what I mean? They want you to prostitute yourself. They want you to mutilate yourself. You know what I mean?
Because they
If you
want
want
you to be reduced just like them.
right, you know what I mean? It's sickening. It's sickening. It's disgusting that we have failed so far from grace. So when women, because I know that they collectively always ask me, why are you so hard on the women? Why is the women the women? Because, like you said, I care. I know what a community looks like with beautiful, strong, graceful, um, feminine women. I know what a community looks like. I know how well behaved and well mannered. I know what those type of households produce when it's a mother, a real mother, an accountable mother, a traditional mother. I know y'all hate tradition, but we're gonna take it back because
Mm.
history repeats itself. You know what I mean? A traditional mother that stands 10 toes down and teaches her children, first and foremost, we're not gonna disrespect daddy in this house because
Mhm.
he's our provider. You know what I mean? A lot of black girls need a reality check because they mom it's a fork in the road when you become 13 or 14. And a lot of mothers are telling them to come down my road, even though they know what it's gonna look like. This is a barbed wire road. This is a roach infested road. This is a dangerous road. Electric barbed wire fence type shit. You know what I mean? But I want you to follow me instead of saying, you know what, go down that way because I already know what this way is nothing good for you down this path. But still, they parent out of narcissism too because my mom always said the goal is for your children to be better than you. That's what the goal should for every black mama should be. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But sadly, the goal is you're not gonna outdo me. The same way they do their friends, the same way they be competing with their men.
Yep.
So it's like the black mom is responsible for this family being dysfunctional
Yep.
and having no emotional regulation, and can't nobody tell her shit about her kids, not even the man who helped her make it. That's the
Yep.
problem.
All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book. And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm because that's where life actually happens.